Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of Paradigm Shift and Educational Comedy, although this one's a bit more educational than comical, although that's kind of funny in a lame way. As per the topic, is Facebook waging war against TSU, or SU as it's called? Going into my settings here, I'm going to show you that just recently TSU, or SU, whatever you want to call it, has just launched a new beta for groups. And my guess, my opinion, is that Zuckerberg saw that and got like all temper tantrumed. And all of a sudden, because before, when you post something, it has the options to simultaneously post to Twitter and to post to Facebook. And all of a sudden, all of the Facebook links, or excuse me, all the TSU links on Facebook are banned. So if you try to post anything from TSU to Facebook, or SU, whatever you want to call it, it's not working too well right now. And if you do the multiple simultaneous thing, it's like, oh, unable to authorize, blocked, so on and so forth. It gets even more interesting because in the past, like, let's say you upload a picture to Facebook, and let's say it has a link in it that now Facebook has decided, oh, well, we don't like that link. We think it's a spam or a scam, or, you know, whatever opinion they have of it. So it goes into their system as being blocked. Then when you try to share the picture, it'll tell you that you cannot share the picture until you remove the link out of the description that is the offending link. And it tells you what that offending link is, and then when you rectify it, it's all good. Well, now, because in a lot of the PSEC episode artwork that I've done, it's had direct TSU links. Recently, I've been using this to mask the original links of certain things in order to shorten them using goo.gl. And the main reason that I started recently doing this with TSU links is because, for reasons unknown, DeviantART has actually added TSU.co to their block list, although instead of letting you know, oh, hey, there's an error, you know, this URL has been added to block for whatever reason, it simply won't let you save the description, and it won't tell you why. And if you're thinking it's just a random glitch and you hit update a few times, then it'll update the description, and the new description will just have a single character, just the number 1, and your entire description that you tried putting in there will be destroyed. Now, of course, if you realize what's going on and you simply remove the TSU link, then that doesn't happen. So I noticed that if I use goo.gl and I, you know, put in the TSU link, and I'll just demonstrate this, you know, just for shits and giggles here. So, okay, there's a TSU link. I'm going to copy link location. I'm going to go in here and remove that. I'm going to tell this that, oh, I'm not a robot. Okay, it's confirmed, and then I do that for shortening the URL. So, of course, you know, there's the goo.gl / you know, in the little shortened URL there, and, you know, there's the original TSU link. So all the ones that I have done that to, you can see that in my PSEC episode artwork folder, whichever ones that I've used that system on, those have remained intact. So, like, one of my more recent ones, you know, I've got like the universe is a cosmic troll. That was a fun one. Watch that when you get a chance. So if I extend the description, we can see here it says TSU link, and I have used the goo.gl to mask that. And so, you know, these pictures have been saved from annihilation because I masked it with this. Now, if I were to try to share that link on Facebook, then Facebook would do a deeper scan and, you know, not allow it to post properly, because it would read all the way through it and be like, oh, well, this is trying to resolve to a link that we've got blocked, so we can't pull the metadata, so we're obviously not going to pull what we can't pull. So anything where for the TSU I use goo.gl, those pictures have been spared and not annihilated. And this is one of the big time telltale signs here that it's not simply just a matter of, oh, well, you know, tsu.co is a domain that got into our, you know, anti-spam list, so it's being blocked as, you know, what the usual status quo of that would be, and all TSU's got to do is contact us with their lawyers and tell us it's a mistake and this and that, and then we'll whitelist it and no problem. No, 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 no. If that was the case, then it would do, like I mentioned before, where the picture would still exist and it would just say you can't share it until you remove the offending link, and it would tell you what the offending link is. Now they are annihilating anything that has tsu.co on it, and I even had a folder in here called, you know, it's a TSU folder, and of course in the description it had the link to the PSEC TSU profile, and because it had that link, the entire folder has been completely annihilated, as far as I could tell. So you know, I've looked all through here, and you know, I don't see the PSEC TSU graphic at all. The folder for that, it's not here. And when I go into the main pictures thing, like this of course was a, you know, a TSU screenshot, but I obviously did not, you know, put in a TSU link in the description, so obviously this picture has been spared the fate of annihilation, but it was in the TSU folder that I had. So as you hover over there, see where it says Paradigm Shift and Educational Comedy right there. When I hover over, it does not say it's a TSU folder. Now this, it says PSEC episode artwork, and this it says Katarina Edwards folder, so on and so forth. So, you know, this says PSEC graphics. So all these were in their different folders, and this was in the TSU folder, which now no longer exists. So this is not simply just, oh, oops, you know, we added it to our ban list and this can be sorted out. This is an all-out war, Facebook against TSU, because they seem to be going above and beyond, you know, the frickin' call for wiping any and all references to TSU out from the face of Facebook, so to speak. And, you know, even like on the CEO, Sebastian, on his Facebook profile, all of his TSU link stuff is wiped out. On mine, anything that I posted, everything is wiped out. And I don't know if Sebastian is ever going to watch this video, but if he does, I'd love to get you on a Google Hangout here sometime on PSEC to, you know, talk about this situation and, you know, the future of, you know, TSU and, you know, what other cool stuff that you might have lined up in the future. So that would be cool if ever you wanted to. If not, I understand you're a busy guy, so okay, sirrah, sirrah. But getting back on track, I can't really blame Zuckerberg too much for throwing his little hissy fit temper tantrum, because the way TSU, or SU if you want to call it that, either way, the way it differs from most other social networking platforms is where, you know, Facebook has advertising and they don't share any of the revenue of that with its users. TSU shares 90% of the ad revenue with its actual users. So, you know, TSU isn't any sort of like marketing scheme or, you know, anything you have to pay for or anything like that. It's just a regular social networking platform, just like any other. The only difference is Sebastian is not a greedy bastard, and he is sharing the bulk of the ad revenue with his users, and it's really as simple as that. Beyond that, yes, it's a social networking, social media platform, and works pretty much, the same basic functions as you would expect out of, Google Plus or Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or any of the others. And I can understand why Zuckerberg would fear this, because people fear change. And if TSU gets really big, like, Pinterest and LinkedIn and Twitter and all these others, which I think it's inevitably going to do, and it's well on its way to doing so, if TSU's, shall we say, economic ethics were to become trendy and popular, then only the other social networking media platforms that went with that trend would be able to survive and maintain their popularity. Now, when that point comes, I don't think most other social networks will have a problem switching over. Like, I don't see Twitter and Pinterest ever getting, butthurt about any of this sort of stuff. For Google, they already monetize YouTube, so it would be a simple matter of just revising the Google Plus pages a bit to include Google AdSense within that. And then, boom, once you can monetize your Google Plus page, then, same as you can with a YouTube video, then there you go. They will have switched over to that sort of a system because they've had this sort of a system to begin with. I mean, YouTube has been sharing its ad revenue with its users for, years before TSU started doing anything. So this is not a new idea. But so far it's just been, with YouTube for videos, and Sebastian had this idea of, oh, okay, well, why don't we just do this for social networking as a whole? That's cool then. And it's definitely a trend that is going to catch on big time, in my opinion. And, so seeing as Facebook has, notably always kind of been a bit control freaky about how they run things, and basically wanting to stick to the way they like to do things. And Facebook has not been a fan of, going with what the general public wants, and they try to control what the general public does instead of going with, and respecting what the general public wants. I can understand how this sort of a thing catching on could possibly be perceived as a threat to Mr. Zuckerberg, because that would mean that in order for him to adapt and continue to have his business be lucrative, he would have to adhere to an entirely new paradigm of economic construct. And yeah, I don't really see him being incredibly happy about that prospect. So it doesn't really surprise me that he's doing all he can to try to prevent word of TSU from getting out to, Facebook users, because Facebook is one of the most popular mediums of, information exchange. So yeah, I mean, there we are. We're also here with Richard Hamilton, and anything you want to add on this?
Well, it kind of goes along the lines, yet again, of censorship and corporate domineering of, the media. There was an article I recently shared not too long ago on my own personal Facebook page, where they are going to eventually be adding a dislike button. That's been something they've been talking about for ages now, adding the ability to dislike a post. But there was a nasty twist that got out, and apparently after 10 dislikes, the post would get auto-deleted, thus saving, if a post became unpopular, thus saving the need for admins to go in, physically remove the post and,
but there's a dark side.
It accordingly.
There's
a dark side. I'm about to get to that. I'm just saying, I'm just explaining their logic behind it, thus negating the need for an admin to go in and do the delete process and then punish the user accordingly who uploaded the quote unquote offensive post. What the real agenda is behind that is to, all it would take is 10 paid trolls or just 10 trolls in general who don't like something, to just dislike it, and then it gets automatically deleted. End of argument. It's over. Nobody can contest it. And it basically takes the right of due process, as it were. It basically throws it right out the window, and it just allows for censorship to ensue. And especially in the online world, I mean, there's already enough censorship going on. Let's not throw another tool in which can be easily exploited and irresponsibly used. I mean, this not only counts towards corporate censorship of information from alternative media, but it goes towards, it's an advantage for cyber bullies. If they want to bully someone, they could just make 10 fake accounts and, dislike everything on your timeline. And then everything you have gets deleted because some jackass decides to, take the time to do something like that. And there's nothing you can do about it otherwise, because Facebook just auto deletes all your posts, and there's no admin in there to interfere with something and determine whether or not it's deletable or it's just somebody having a tantrum and wanting to get rid of something, but there's no reason to. It's just somebody having an attitude.
Totally.
But it's just it just goes to show what is in the minds of not only people like Zuckerberg, but people behind the scenes in the elitist sphere. They're afraid, folks. They're afraid. They're afraid of what we put out there, even though we do it in kind of a silly, sometimes incoherent, way. Sometimes, sometimes you catch us all on days where we're just kind of sound like babbling morons. But yet again, we're fighting. We're doing good work. Whether it's us, whether it's Alex Jones, whether it's RT, whether it's any number of media or alternative media, or if this goes
Wolf Spirit Radio, Truth Frequency Network, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm. And if something like this does go through, it will just enable them to censor whatever they find distasteful, and it won't be hard. It'll just be like, 10 likes and your dislikes and you're done. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's easy. And people with political agendas, I mean, hell, let's pretend for the moment that the system wasn't totally rigged by Wall Street, and it is, but let's pretend for a moment that it wasn't. Political candidates could troll each other like that too, troll each other's Facebook profiles, and any points that one candidate was making that another did not approve of. They could just go in, 10 dislikes, and bam, and it would be easy to pay 10 people to to go in and do that. You could just minimum wage. There's a lot of people who don't have work right now, and there some of the people who are out of work, let's face it, there are sleazeballs out there. Some of them are sleazy, and they'd be happy to get paid minimum wage to sit at home and just troll according to a political agenda. And I think we should end this off here. This looks like a good place to end it. I just wanted to report on that.
Hold on here. I just want to, just for people out there who might think this is, we're talking about something not credible here. I'll share you can screen share this, Dave. I'm going to send you the link via Skype. It is usatoday.com article about the new Facebook dislike button will delete posts with 10 dislikes. It's not made up. It's USA Today, fairly reputable source, biased most of the time, yes, but yet again, very, reputable deal. It's happening. They're trying to censor out the media. The globalists are afraid. They're running. They're scared, and they're just trying to find mediocre ways to use technology to
I am trying to keep this under 20 minutes so I can also upload this to DeviantArt. So I'm going to stop this
Okay.
here. All right. So
Okay.
thank you everybody for listening and watching. Catch you later.